So, great news, everyone. Any further show that we do, including this one, we're no longer coming from just the perspective of analysts of the UFC and of MMA. We're also coming from you with a perspective of owners of the UFC and the greatest company in all of MMA because, of course, Blake and I have invested into the UFC parent company. And Dana White, I am really happy to be doing business with you and be your brand new business partners. So I think we deserve a lot more respect here, Blake. And here's to making some money. Here's to our company, UFC. Right? That's how stocks work, right? No?
I don't think so. But it's nice to think it works like that.
Right.
I wouldn't mind talking about it for a sec. It's funny. I think we both bought in.
Yeah, we got 4 shares of Endeavor.
Right around 24. I bought mine at 24.
It's about $100. Now it's up to $30.
Yeah, now it's
we already made money.
$30.80.
Right.
So making $3.24 per share.
Endeavor to the moon, baby. Let's go.
Not bad.
Let's go. Let's make some cash money on that.
It went up I think it went up like $2 today. So.
Ooh. We're making money. We are in the business of making money. I'm a businessman doing business.
I just thought it was ridiculous, the fact that it opened at 24. There's no way it's not going to get higher than that.
No.
They're partnered with, the biggest, digital multimedia
the ESPN
company in the world, ESPN.
And Blake, it's almost like MMA is the fastest growing sport in the entire world.
It could be. I mean, it from my standpoint, I think it's still fairly new and it's still fairly a niche sport.
We're only going
somewhere, something that people kind of have to be introduced to. You can't really. I mean, nowadays you can find it on your own. Back in the day, it was a little bit more tough, right?
Well, Blake, how am I going to find tapes of it? Get the VHS of the UFC cards.
Nowadays, it's so much more,
available,
readily available to us. So yeah, I think it's just going to shoot up more and more and more.
I am extremely happy about this. So go out and buy more stocks so it drives my stock prices up, please. Please and thank you on that one. But of course, I'm your host, Ross Allen, joined alongside by UFC correspondent Blake Campbell. And Blake, how are we feeling after this UFC Vegas 25 card where Jiri Prochazka, Jiri Prochazka, Blake's debut of the year of 2020, Jiri Prochazka, just went out and put on the show. How are we feeling?
He's making me look pretty good,
He is?
Can't complain. But, man, yeah, what an entertaining card. I thought it actually did a lot better than I expected it to do.
Yeah, it exceeded expectations for me, and so super thrilled about that. And before we get into the first topic of this show, which is Triller looking to come after some Pirates from their Askren and Paul fight, let's thank our sponsors of the show. Of course, the first one, scgsubs.com, for all your pre-workout needs and some real bitchin' deals almost any time of the year. I swear they just went from a BOGO to just pay for shipping deal on like up to 5 orders of this stuff. So really great stuff from them. It tastes great. There's none of that drop off. There's none of the jitters, and also the green apple flavor is really, really good. I'm a huge fan of that stuff, and I don't even really drink that much caffeine. Also, for all your sports prop betting needs, the MLB, the NBA, and the NHL are in full swing right now. And so head on over to thrivefantasy.com, get your prop betting set up, and if you deposit $20 or up to $50, they will match you dollar per dollar once you use the promo code 4th and long. And of course, for just $1 a month, gets you on our prestigious Patreon list and member of our supporters. So go on over to patreon.com/4thandlong to get started today. But Blake, the first thing I want to tell you about is, I don't know if you saw this, but trailer, Dana White earlier this year in January for that Conor and Dustin Poirier 2 card, he comes out saying, we're going to get you streamers, we're going to start taking them down one by one, and nothing happened. Well, no, he threatened that one guy, right?
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah. He said that one guy apologized, so we got that. But now, Triller is the boxing promotion that did Askren versus Paul. They made a statement where they're going to go, quote, come after anyone who pirated that fight and sue them. And this is, even Dana White is slapping at this. Who actually buys that they're going, come on, man. Come on. Really?
Yeah, it's a pretty ridiculous situation, but There's gonna probably be some things that happen. There's wheels that are set in motion. I think where they're gonna try and figure out a way to, make it more difficult for streamers. I don't know how that's even possible. I'm not super tech savvy and into that type of stuff, so I can't even really speak on what could be done. But I have noticed it was a litlittle tougher to, maybe I shouldn't say anything actually.
Wait, no, because we don't.
I don't want to get sued by Triller, bro.
Oh, Triller.
I watched that legally, Triller.
Oh,
you ain't gonna get me got.
Hey, we're not confessing to anything. I did not partake in the illegal streaming of the Askren versus Jake Paul card, and I never partake in the illegal streaming of any UFC cards. Never. Dana?
Hopefully there's not one of them body language experts that are gonna
analyze our show.
Analyze our show,
Hey, if they want to give us an extra view, go ahead, man. You do you, man. But Blake, the thing is, though, is at least with UFC and pirated streamings, we're owners of that company. I believe we should have a little more leeway when it comes to it.
Yeah, we'll be all right now.
Where's our discount, Dana? Damn it, that's all I want. But let's get past that stupid fake news I get. Well, technically it's real news. Just fake threats is what it is. But UFC Vegas 25, a card that exceeded both of our expectations and actually had a very good, fun night watching this. Is of course one of the first couple fights on the main card, solid undercard, but the main card was fantastic, I would say, with Merab and Sean Strickland. They look great in their fights, both getting decision wins, and they're both looking to move up the ranks of their respective divisions. Merab may be breaking into the top 10 of the bantamweights, and then Sean Strickland, he was entering number 15 of the middleweights. He beats a ranked fighter, but he looks good. Might be able to get up a few spots, maybe a notch or so, maybe get ahead of Brad Tavares, right there at 14. What do you think of these two scraps?
I thought Merab is a really good 135er. I mean, he's kind of got the whole complete package, I feel like. He's not the most I guess he doesn't have the most tools in the shed when it comes to standing up. But man, he is like a mini Habib almost, dude, in the 135-pound division. And Cody Stamann, I'm pretty sure, is a guy that prides himself on his wrestling pedigree.
Yeah.
And he almost got ragdolled a little bit, dude. Like Merab was kind of throwing him around a little bit, like doing those like judo type throws and just slamming him on his head. It was really impressive. And I think Merab, wasn't it 30-27s or was it 29-28s unanimous?
I think it's 29-28s.
I didn't really think Cody won a round, to be honest. I thought Merab kind of took it to him the whole fight.
It was a close fight.
It was competitive. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it was a competitive 30-27.
But Cody didn't offer him anything. Like there was really no problems on Merab's side.
So
man, and then Sean Strickland, that guy, man, I don't know. Like everything is, it just seems like it doesn't take very much. Like his movements are so, like just
effortless.
Sharp. Effortless. Like he just kind of goes out there and touches him. But it's like that's kind of affecting him. And yeah, I don't know, man. That Brendan Allen knockout's looking more and more legit every single time I see this guy step in the cage.
Right.
So, shout out Sean Strickland.
Dude, Brendan Allen he's a tough mother too. So Sean Strickland, I just like how fluid he is in the octagon. It looks like he's not thinking. It just looks like it's off of instinct, and it is a kind of a less tenured fighter, a less of a veteran fighter. For him to do this at a relatively young kind of spot in his career, he could be climbing up that middleweight division here, at least in 2021, if he puts on another couple performances like he's been doing. So,
now I have a question for you because you skipped over the prelims. What do you think about the Ronda Marcos upkick on Luana Pinheiro? Felder had some interesting commentary on that.
I liked what he had to say about that. Definitely a tough situation, I guess. Yeah. If you want to call it that, but it's justified. Let me put it that. It wasn't the most egregious.
Now, say that came from John Anik or something like that, then I think people would have a little bit more of a raised eyebrow. But since it's coming from someone who's probably been in that position before, like multiple times, and he's seen that position on TV, whether it be TV, in person, in the gym, whatever. Like I think Paul Felder has the right to give his opinion.
Yes,
even though it may not be favorable for that fighter, and it might, put her medal in question, I guess.
Yeah. Now, Blake, just for those that haven't heard what Paul Felder said, may you please kind of.
So basically, he was saying that she might have been Aljamain Sterling it a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe
essentially, that's essentially what it was.
Because here's the thing, right? It's on the slow motion replay. You could tell like she didn't get hit with, and I hate speculating on whether or not people are faking it. Same thing with the Aljamain fight. Like it's
Aljamain definitely looked a lot worse
for sure. Was this an illegal hit that Ronda threw? Absolutely. But do you really think that kick was going to knock someone out like that, especially how she caught herself? I've never seen someone get knocked out and catch themselves.
And I don't want to be like super speculative and just kind of, I'm just spitballing here, okay? But I mean, Randa Marcos, a 10-12-1 fighter. You think she might be trying to get a win in any way possible with a record like that?
Yeah.
By rule, I guess I'm okay with the disqualification, but I think it's safe to say it's a little fishy. You think? Is that fair?
Well, and she was winning that fight too. I mean, if she was really rocked, yeah, then like let's stop it. But I don't know. She was dominating that fight, so it was weird. It was like the complete opposite. Outcome wise of the Aljamain, like where it was headed. So it was kind of weird for her to just be like, nah, I'm cool, I'm not going to fight, which is why in my opinion I was like, okay, maybe she really is hurt, because why wouldn't she want to keep dominating that girl unless she was actually a little hurt. And I only brought this up because I wanted to just see where your head was at and bring it to light to the community.
I think we're somewhat on the same page here.
It's a little fishy, but
yeah,
I'm gonna always give the fighter the benefit of the doubt until they start doing crazy stuff like Aljamain.
And also, I've never been there before, so I don't really have. I don't know what it feels like.
I hope you never get there, bro.
Thank you. Hey, Blake,
don't ever get up kicked.
On the ground. The only person I would want to get up kicked by is by you.
Well,
we just got to get that on camera though for the views.
I don't know, dude. I might take your chin.
Hey. If you take my chin, that's
sweet
like
chin music, bro.
Hey, that's just views right there, Blake. That's all I'm hearing.
My hand is pulled right now, though, so we gotta wait a couple weeks before I can do that.
Unbelievable.
Sorry.
Just keep on getting hurt, but let's go on into the.
No, dude, I'm an old man. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's tough, man. Let's run on to the next fight though, because Kutalaba versus Dustin Jacoby. Ewon. My bad.
That's apparently that's how you say it. I've been saying broadcast was very, very repetitive with the Ewon.
Well, I that's fair. I'm just kind of maybe going a little more of a different pronunciation with that one.
A different route. You're just gonna disrespect Ewon, bro.
I no, not disrespect because
you want him to grab your head.
I don't want him to grab my head because if he grabs my head is coming off. But I'm going almost like a more Chael Sonnen kind of vibe. Chael P. Sonnen. The P stands for enunciation.
Yeah.
But with Kutalaba, with this one,
Chael can pull it off though, bro. I don't know if you got that respect.
Well, it's because I'm not from the mean streets of Western Oregon. Okay, so I have nothing to stand on. Kutalaba, though, this was one hell of a fight, and I'm okay with this ending up as a split decision draw because Kutalaba, he gets that 10-8 in the first round. Then Jacoby comes back in the last two. It was a very impressive kind of comeback from Jacoby in this. I was super impressed that he didn't even get knocked down in the first round. I think was the biggest kind of moment for him.
I think a lot of people in that position would quit. Know? Especially with the guy as strong as Ewon on you and like just those elbows, dude, that he was just boom.
Oh my gosh, man.
I was like, man, that looks like it hurts.
I don't know how he survived that, but Kutalaba, he got close. He almost ran into the same problem he ran into with Magomed Ankalaev, man. Ankalaev. There we go. I can finally spit it out. I swear some of these names, man, unbelievable. But he almost ran into the same problem where he's almost like getting... can you call it a... maybe just getting a little too crazy in there. Maybe letting loose a little too much. Would you be able to call it that? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think he definitely suffered a little bit. He kind of blew his load in the first round, He had a dominating 10-8 first round.
Look, there it is. Here, Blake. He almost Cody Garbrandted it.
Pretty much. I mean, he had 8 takedowns in that first round. Dude, at 205, if you have 8 takedowns, you are freaking you are an animal, bro. Like,
That's
you're
good.
using a lot of energy.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't even know how many takedowns he attempted. I just know that he secured 8 takedowns.
Yeah, he did.
And then put heavy, brutal ground and pound. So I know for a fact you're already going to be winded going into that second round.
Mm-hmm.
You got 5 minutes to deal with that stand up, and you can't really. He tried to engage in some takedowns in the second round. Couldn't pull him off because he didn't have that strength anymore. You know, he was manhandling Jacoby in that first round, and then after that, second, third round, it seemed there was really no problem for Jacoby anymore. He was getting the underhooks anytime he got pressed against the cage, was able to reverse it. Kept the pressure on Ewan with his striking. So yeah, like you said, man, impressive way to respond by Jacoby. And do you think maybe where do they go from here? They run it back? Do you think they're going to go get a couple more fights somewhere else?
It wouldn't be the worst thing to run it back. I'm not sure if there's a more exciting fight but then the iffy thing is that Cutelaba is running to back-to-back times where he's just had rematches.
Yeah, he's just the rematch boy.
I kind of feel bad for Cutelaba though, because in his first fight with Magomed, that was a really bad stoppage, so he deserved the rematch, and now you get a split decision draw, so even closer. And though a rematch is justified. If they did the rematch, would I complain? Hell no. If they went and did separate and went their separate ways, would I complain? Probably not, depending on the matchups.
I'd almost rather them do their own thing for a little bit and then come back to it. Like, let's see if you guys can work on some things, progress a little bit, and then if you guys are still in the same area in terms of ranking, let's run it back.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. I think an immediate rematch would be a little silly.
Yeah. But from a kind of making sense perspective, probably not. It's probably not the best thing to go. But just from a pure fight perspective, Blake, in terms of entertainment, yeah, I'm okay with that. That's the kind of the way you got to plan out some of these fights. And then the next one was your guy, Cub Swanson, and this was one of, these, Cutelaba and Jacoby, Blake's banger, Giga and Cub Swanson, Blake's banger. It's almost like you know a thing or two, Blake, on these fights, but Giga,
except for that
man.
1 week, bro. That 1 week I sucked.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's because half of them ended up not happening anyway.
Yeah,
so.
Dude, it was bad.
You were cursed. It was a little bit of a curse that week.
We've broken the curse already.
We're back to normal. But Giga finishing Swanson a minute to the fight with kicks to the body. Oh, my, dude. There's not too much to talk about this fight because not much happened. Giga went out there. He landed 3 really hard kicks to Cub Swanson. Cub Swanson went down and finished with a little ground and pound. And Giga is legit. He is absolutely legit.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a perfectly placed liver shot, with that body kick.
Yeah.
And I mean, I haven't experienced that, but from what all the experts say, Paul Felder, all those guys, they say basically once that hits,
shut down.
You just shut down.
And Cub Swanson is a tough mother, man.
Oh yeah, that goes without even saying.
Yeah.
Man. Everyone knows about Cub.
Come on, you see
the
tats.
Cub, you need to get your life together.
Or just listen to the show more often.
Yeah, just subscribe, drop a like, follow us on Twitter and stuff. But no, I mean, Giga, I didn't really know what to expect from the guy, right? I thought I knew his striking was going to be phenomenal because he's a kickboxer, but I kind of thought Cub might be able to get into the punching range and maybe string together a few takedowns, try and tire him out a little bit, but excuse me, but he didn't even get that chance. Giga he was on fire that night, man. So sharp. It was like he was a sniper. He had his targets already scoped out, and then he just executed, man.
A guy that operates like a sniper is also the guy that Giga called out after this. He calls out he's looking for the honor and the privilege to fight Max Holloway.
Would you call Max Holloway a sniper? I would call him a machine gun.
Oh, well, can you have can we do a sniper machine gun combo?
We can mod it, right?
Mod it, yeah.
Make it like...
It's like if you take a sniper and you just add automatic fire and a bell-fed magazine to it. Holloway's a combo of both because he throws it in absolute flurry. He just hails you with punches, but each one of them lands exactly where they need to land. That's why Max Holloway is the best boxer in the UFC, and it is not close. But he called out Max Holloway. Of course, the title picture for the featherweight division is going to be a little bit on hold due to Max Holloway, or due to Brandon Ortega and Volkanovski's fight being pushed back till after this next season of The Ultimate Fighter. So that's going to take place later this year. I think Max Holloway, he's their number one contender. But I feel like Max would be down for a scrap like this.
I don't know, man. Do you see where Giga's ranked?
Yeah.
You think the number 14 guy deserves to call out the number one contender?
He doesn't deserve to, but I'm just talking logistically. All right, let's break down, kind of like last thing.
Like,
logistically, I see your face. I don't like your face. Your face is making me feel stupid, and I probably deserve it. But from a pure,
it's towards Giga.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Props to him for calling Max out, right? Like, that's awesome. Everyone wants that fight.
Yeah.
Except for probably Calvin Cater. Just kidding.
No, Calvin Cater still wants it.
I know. I saw that.
He's crazy.
He said he wants
crazy.
to get that rematch in. So
but I respect him. I respect him.
But, I mean, dude, just logistically, man, like, you're never going to – the number one is never going to fight them. And I could be wrong. Maybe he's going to sign a bout agreement tomorrow. But I just think there's Jair Rodriguez in front of him. There's has he fought Korean Zombie yet? I don't know.
The Korean Zombie and Dan Ige have their scrap finalized. So that one's going down. I just think there's
so many other options for Max Holloway to go. And
Edson Barboza could be fun.
Edson's fighting
Shane
Burgos, right?
Yeah, that's right. He's going with Shane Burgos. Arnold.
I just think Giga has a couple more steps to take, man. He's got what I wouldn't mind seeing him do is maybe fight a Sadiq Youssef, fight maybe an Arnold Allen, even if you want to go super higher, because he's number 7 now.
Yeah.
I just think you gotta put 1 or 2 more wins together before you can call out a title eliminator basically or a title shot, because this is just is Giga legit for sure, but I still want to see him go up against like someone that has a decent wrestling pedigree, maybe someone that can just bring some more tools to the table. No offense against Cub, but I don't know if he's in his prime anymore. Just being honest, and he still puts on great performances, but let's just be real. He's number 15 for a reason. He's not beating the elite guys anymore. So I want to see Giga climb those ranks a little bit more. Maybe fight a Bryce Mitchell. Who freaking knows? Because Bryce Mitchell's number 11.
I still need to see Bryce Mitchell's camo Venom shorts.
So I just think that there's a lot more options out there than Max Holloway. I think it's just 1 or 2 fights too soon.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's a point I could get behind. But I think at this point, you're only just delaying the inevitable of him climbing up the ranks. Because he's going to do it. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take for him to do that. But, one of those kind of lower tier kind of fights, I'd be happy with that. But, man, Giga is going to be a problem. Then another guy who's not going to be a problem, Blake. He is a problem to the entire light heavyweight division. That's Jiri Prochazka. Because he not necessarily dismantled Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes had some good points in this fight. Like he had his moments. Both of the guys were rocked at one point or another.
One time Dom hit him coming in and kind of gave him a little chicken dance a little bit.
Yeah, he got him good on the chin. Both those guys look good. I mean, it's not like Dom looked bad. Jiri just looked.
He just ran into a monster truck.
Yeah, he's just something else, man. Jiri Prochazka lands the 3rd ever spinning elbow knockout in UFC history, and that was right now. It is the favorite for knockout of the year, hands down, with that one. Or that Corey Sandhagen.
It's gonna be tough. Dude. Flying knee.
Yeah.
Flying knee is pretty good too.
We
already have some really good contenders right now, and it's only May.
I think those are my top 2. Those are my top 2 right now. I guess
so.
If I do a third, I would say Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. Not because there's a...
If Sandhagen got the knockout on Marlon Moraes.
Oh yeah.
With the spinning, heel kick. That would have been my top, but since I think it was ruled a TKO because he kind of ground and pounded him afterwards.
Yeah, but those are definitely top 2. I would like to know which one you guys think has been the better knockout with Corey Sandhagen's flying knee or Jiri Prochazka's spinning elbow.
Let's make a poll on Twitter about it.
It will be out there. Just keep your eyes out, and the best way to keep your eyes out for that is by just following us at Fourth and Long Radio on Twitter or at Fourth and Long Radio on Instagram. Links are in the bio if you are on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, just go to thefourthandlong.com and all the links will be on our website. But Blake, let's talk next fights for these guys. Jiri up first. Now, I have a few fights in mind. I just want to see which one you think would be best. So right now, before we're going into this fight, before the new rankings are released from the UFC, Jiri Prochazka currently sits at number 5 in the light heavyweight division. So I have a couple things I would like to throw out there. One of them being, let's just go up the list of the people ahead of him. He could have Thiago Santos, who's at number 4. He could have Alexander Rakic, that debatably he probably should have lost to Anthony Smith in that split decision. So I don't know why he's ahead of Thiago Santos, but whatever, so be it.
It is kind of weird, huh? When I saw today, like, because I haven't really been keeping up with the rankings too much in light heavyweight.
It's surprising, isn't it?
I saw Rakic as number 2. I was like, damn, really?
Wait,
but
really?
It's because of when he beat Smith. He took Smith's ranking.
Yeah, so it's understandable, still questionable. Or hell, we can just go the fast build, Blake, and just give Jiri the winner of Glover versus Jan.
It sounds like that's the direction that the brass wants to take.
I think that's the direction you should take. He's hot. You strike while the fire is hot. But
the only thing that sucks is I think that Glover and Blachowicz are fighting in September. I think it's targeted for.
Mm-hmm.
And those are some big dudes, dude. When big dudes throw down, I think you get hurt a little bit. So if they throw down in September, October, November,
yeah.
I mean, December is maybe and that is a really quick turnaround for a champion.
Yeah.
For a December fight, you're probably targeting more like the February, March time at that point. And what that would mean it's about 10 months where he's not going to fight. So
I want to see him fight. That's the thing. I don't think the kind of man he is, the one that screams in the forest, just cuz.
It's my boy,
dude. I need to see the lead up, because we have a guy that goes and swims and screams in the middle of the forest. And then the champion of that division right now is a guy that found a hanky man in the forest and goes to touch rope. So how about, Blake, hear me out. Put the octagon in the forest.
I'd be down. Why not?
Ooh, what if you make it out of trees?
And then the loser just has to be hung?
Yes!
Did I go too far? Are we going to get canceled?
No, I don't think so. But okay. So if Jan wins, then Jiri gets hanged. But if Jiri wins, then Jan has to be drowned into the lake that Jiri swims in.
That could be fair. A fight to the death,
right? Oh, sweet. I think this is some pro wrestling kind of grounds right here. Maybe need to back it off a little bit, but hey, no, let's have some fun. But so, do you think, from a fight perspective, well, I would like to see him beat the brakes off of Alexander and prove that he doesn't deserve that number 2 spot.
That's what I would personally. I agree 1,000%. I would like to see Rakic versus Jiri Prochazka, even though there's a lot at stake, really, for both of them.
Yeah.
But it would legitimize both of their claims.
Yeah.
And I think Jiri busts that boy up.
I think he messes him up. I really do.
He busts him up. Because Rakic has amazing kicks. But I don't think Jiri is just going to swarm him.
No. And then that's why the whole thing, there's some questions saying, can Jiri win the title in 2021? Just pure off of logistics, it's extremely unlikely.
Yeah.
If the Jan and Glover fight was closer to like August, maybe July.
August.
Yeah, then I'd say there's a good chance, but
yeah. But since it's not, there's probably not a chance, unfortunately, for him to get a title shot.
I mean, and with Glover and Jan, the octagon, there's a good chance that someone is going to sleep. Whether it be Glover choking someone out, or whether it be Jan knocking someone out. That's just
breaking someone's nose.
Right? That's just the way things go. But for the other guy in this fight, Dominic Reyes, he has lost 3 fights in a row now. The first loss of his career coming at the hands of Jon Jones in a very, very questionable decision that a lot of the people scored for Reyes. I personally didn't. I gave it 3 rounds to 2 for Jon Jones. Isn't that what you did too, Blake?
Yeah, I had Jones winning that fight.
Yeah, but obviously super close, and there's no debating that. But he's been on slick because he lost to John Jones. He gets his head bounced off the canvas against Jan Blachowicz in the Polish Power. And now he gets his head hit with a spinning elbow and bounced off the canvas in that way against Jiri Prochazka. So he needs... I'm saying that it wouldn't be the worst thing to give him a quote, pick-me-up fight for his next one. Because I was looking at the rankings and just seeing what we can do here. I think Anthony Smith and Magomed Ankalaev would be a very tough night at the office for him. Smith could be a good fight stylistically. So those are the 6th and 7th guys just going down the rankings. He shouldn't fight anyone at the top 5 at this point. He already fought number 8 ring Volkan Ozdemir and beat him, obviously. I think we go maybe Nikita Krylov.
He could, yeah. I don't think Dom's gonna fight for a while. I don't know if he's even gonna fight again this year.
I kind of feel bad for him.
Dude, he's had like 3 losses in a row and one that he doesn't consider one, but it's like, dude, you still lost.
Yeah, and he's only gone up against murderers.
And he's only gone against straight killers. So that's just kind of the way it goes sometimes. When you're at the when you're swimming with the sharks, sometimes you're gonna get bit. The
only problem is that 12-0 record is looking a little suspect at this point.
But he's beat some phenomenal people. I mean, don't forget, he beat Weidman.
Yeah.
He's beaten some studs, man. So
it's a really weird position for his career to be in.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot now, man. He's really in a tough spot. It seems like he's going through so much change all the time. Like if you watch the UFC Destin, he talks about how he switched everything up when he, got to the championship fight against John Jones. He decided like, oh, I got to be like these certain guys now. All these champions train this certain way. I need to go like that. And then gets his ass kicked by Jan Blachowicz, and then he goes and changes back to how he used to be before. And I just think there's just so much motion right now. He's a little unsure of himself. It just kind of sucks. I think he needs to take some time off, reevaluate, and get a lower level opponent so you can get your your confidence back.
There's no denying that he has talent. He belongs in the UFC. There's no way that he doesn't. If anything, you could just call him a future light heavyweight Bellator champion of the world. That's fine. But I think he belongs in the UFC. The UFC just has to give him a little not a gimme fight, but something a fight he should win. I think would be fair to him, and I think Krylov is the way to go. But that's going to do it for our UFC Vegas 25 coverage. Rolling on into the next topic, before we get into Ngannou's next fight and UFC Vegas 26 predictions. So one of our fan suggestions for this week, something we've been seeing going around and want to take part of, is our Welterweight Mount Rushmore. Now this division's gained a lot more interesting with Kamaru Usman's recent stint of success. And he is just doing some crazy things, rivaling GSP's dominance of that division. So, Blake, let's go through it. Our welterweight Mount Rushmore. Would you like to kick it off, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much have the same names.
I think so. 3 of the 4 at least. And I gotta say, this last name was a really tough choice between these 2 fighters for both of us.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, it goes without saying, GSP is obviously going to be number 1.
9 title defenses.
Probably the GOAT right now.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman, he's had a steady rise. He's got 4 title defenses now. He looks like he's just getting better and better. So I think you got to put him up there now. Of course, Matt Hughes, he was another guy that kind of, got this sport started a little bit, at least in the UFC. And then my last one, who I was trying to decide between, was Tyron Woodley and Robbie Lawler.
Yeah. And
the only reason I went with Robbie Lawler is just because there's just specific fights that come to mind with Lawler that that made me the UFC fan that I am today.
That's fair.
There's specifically the Rory McDonald fight. I think it was the second one.
The second one where both of their noses were flat to their face.
And Rory McDonald was literally almost dead in the octagon.
Yeah. Then Robbie Lawler was missing a big old chunk of his lip too. Oh,
he looked like Voldemort, dude. It was crazy. But yeah, I mean, Robbie Lawler. And he was a great champion in his own right too. Don't think he had as many title defenses as Woodley. But I mean, still, he was just in some phenomenal wars, and I also love the route that his career took. You know, because he wasn't winning every fight. He would have a setback here and there, and he would come back and he would rise to the cream of the crop again, like he should be. And then, you know, he ended up, you know, touching that gold. So I really think that he, I don't know, man, just brought a different level of intensity, excitement, you know, just that silent killer. Yeah, he just sticks out in my mind.
That's fair. GSP always going to be on the list like this. I mean, going 26-2, and the only 2 losses he had, a thing that makes him kind of differentiates him from any other champion and almost any other UFC or MMA fighter of all time, as he's currently the MMA GOAT, is that those 2 losses, he avenged both of them and beat the brakes off of both people that he lost to in the first time. So that's something that a lot of fighters can't do. That's what the greats do. They go out, they lose, and they beat him again, and then GSP too. He was beating guys 2 times almost each, like the top contenders. He's beating them twice because he was just that damn good, and there's no one else for him to fight, which is crazy. The other guy is going to be Kamaru Usman, just because I think he's right there. Just about there on GSP level, and depending on his next title defense, whether I guess it's going to be Colby Covington, if he can knock him out, I already pretty much said that Usman is the best welterweight of all time. If he's a win, another knockout win would solidify him, I believe. Third one would be Matt Hughes, just because, I mean, dude, he fought some killers, he had 5 title defenses, and he was 45-9. That guy was everything. And he was in that same kind of era as GSP, and he was just a lot of fun to watch. But for me, it was between Tyron Woodley and Robbie Lawler. And I would like to throw honorable mention, we'll call it, Blake, to Carlos Condit. I believe he deserves to at least be in the conversation for this. But for me, it went to Tyron Woodley, mostly for his title defenses. For them, those feel like forever ago at this point, especially with the Tyron Woodley that we've seen of late. But a lot of people forget that this guy was a really freaking scary boxer. And he was a tough night in the office for anyone in the UFC welterweight division. So I believe he's still deserving of that spot. Man, why can't we bring back the old Tyron Woodley? Why can't people remember how Tyron Woodley used to be?
Because, I mean, even when he was champ, dude, he was ruffling people's feathers. Like the Stephen Thompson fights. There was, he just, I don't know, man. I think he could have went about his reign a little differently. He got in a little too many, I think, he let the outside noise come in a little too much. But, yeah, I mean, the Darren Till win was impressive. You know, when he finally did beat Wonder Boy, the second time, because I think the first one was a draw, if I remember correctly, or a majority draw or something. So yeah, I mean, he had very impressive performances coming up, but then it was like he kind of became a little gun shy when he was champion. Like I think Darren Till was probably his most convincing. I would need to check it, but I want to say Darren Till was probably his most convincing win as a champion.
Yeah, that's fair to say. But there we go. Those are our Mount Rushmores for the welterweight division. Would love to hear what you guys have. So, like, what you think for the poll
like,
we're
dude,
doing.
like, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, of course.
Robbie Lawler KO is how he wins, right?
Yeah.
And then this is how it goes down after. Majority draw Stephen Thompson. Majority decision win against Stephen Thompson. So still a very close fight. I know he dropped him in that fight though.
Yeah.
Damian Maia decision unanimous. And then Darce choke submission of Darren Till. Like that's not super flashy. No one's gonna remember that for the most part.
That's fair. I just don't like the I guess I did. I mean, I definitely took in
compare that
disrespect.
To Robbie Lawler, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if we just go down his fights when he was champ, he had 2 defenses.
If we're talking about the blood that came out in those fights,
like TKO against Rory McDonald and then a split decision against Carlos Condit. Those were both insane fights.
Yeah,
insane. And then he gets KO'd by Woodley.
Yeah. So the debate's there. The debate's definitely there. Just let us know what you guys think of what your welterweight Mount Rushmore looks like. And then before we get into our coverage of UFC Vegas 26 and Blake's bangers for that, some news has come out about Francis Ngannou, and what his next fight is going to be. This happened late last week, as the reports are saying that's going to be Derek Lewis, let's just call it the first fight between these two guys. They have not fought before. Didn't happen. This is not a rematch, Blake. It's just the first time we've ever seen these two guys in the cage together. They're saying that this fight is looking to probably late August, or not late August, but later in summer in August. But there's some weird things going on because Jon Jones, he's moved away from his management team as they reportedly botched the negotiation for the Francis Ngannou fight. I don't know if you could put the blame on them. Jon Jones was the one asking for $30 million, so I guess let's see what your opinion is on that one. But he's moving to a new management team. But the reports are saying, Lewis, and then the other thing is that what's kind of giving me pause on this is that boxer Tyson Fury called out Francis Ngannou to meet in the ring. And then when Ngannou responded to Tyson Fury's call out, he said, after I'm finished with Jon Jones, then I'll go fight you in a boxing match. Are we still getting Jon Jones? Are we getting Jon Jones or are we getting Derek Lewis? I have no idea. Reports are saying one thing, the champion himself is saying another thing. What should we believe?
I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough to say on this one.
Yeah.
I think the easy scenario is Derek Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
The scenario that everyone wants is Jon Jones. And
you
so
included?
Yes, I think the UFC. I think it's their job to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also Jon Jones's. He's going to have to come to somewhat of a compromise, right? It's not. Neither side is going to get exactly what they want out of this deal. They're going to have to come to some middle ground. And decide what's most important to me. What am I willing to give a little bit on, and if they can get together and get it done, maybe a new management team will help with that. I've heard Ali Abdelaziz getting thrown around, which
that would be a lethal combo.
He gets deals done, dude. So you can hate on him, call him whatever mean words you want to, but the dude does get deals done.
Well, the only problem with him as a manager though, Blake, is who would be tweeting.
Jon Jones speaks English. He'll probably let Jon Jones take care of it.
Imagine we know when Jon Jones gets on those Twitter rants, they're rapid fire. Imagine having two guys tweeting at the same time for one account.
Dude, he sent 7 responses to Francis's one tweet.
Right?
In the span of 3 minutes. I was like, oh my god, dude.
Dude, some Twitter fingers.
I kind of love it though. I love it. I like shit talking. So.
Well, when you're hiding the below an octagon from USADA, what else are you going to do? You're going to get good at typing, I guess. Yeah.
You got some time.
Got some time. Do a little. Maybe the crack makes you type faster. Who knows?
Hey, whoa.
Chill.
Just dick pills.
Every fighter ever that's tested positive for tainted supplements. It's
just that
always
Blue Chew, bro. Shout out Blue Chew, sponsor us.
Sponsor us, Blue Chew. We'll never let you down on that one.
We'll do an ad. We'll put some ad space in here for you.
Hey, you know me. Ross is a sellout, and I am proud of it. I like money. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate all of you. And I might say sarcastic, but I genuinely am not. All you are the best and make my day every day. But let's roll into the last little bit of the show, Blake, with UFC Vegas 26. The main event of this card is still TBD versus TBD. Both unranked fighters and are making their debut to the UFC. They're so new they don't even have pictures yet for the website. No, of course. Man, this is a mess. Ever since that Sandhagen and Dillashaw fight fell through because MMA gods hate us.
And Cerrone and Diego Sanchez fell out.
Well, first off, I feel
crazy dramatic YouTube video.
I feel really bad for Diego Sanchez, right? He's if you guys are missing out, he's moved to a new coach. His new coach is leeching off him, and it's kind of ruining his career.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone hasn't seen the videos yet. You can go to Diego Sanchez, his Instagram. I think he posted a couple IG videos with the phone calls of his coach Joshua Fabia trying to gain access of all of his medical history, and just the way that he was talking. It
Fabia's a psycho.
It didn't help their case. He is legitimately lost his mind.
Yeah.
So prayers up to Diego. Hope he gets the help that he kind of needs right now.
I know the bounce back for Diego in this one too. Knock out Jake Paul for all of us, please.
I think Jake Paul knocks out Diego.
Oh.
In boxing, dude? For sure.
Maybe. Let's just have a street fight. Let's just jump Jake Paul.
Street fight, Diego. For sure.
Oh, that'd be tough. But at least, so right now, Watterson has signed for the main event. Rodriguez, for whatever reason, maybe logistically is what I was pointing to, has not signed for the main event, so that fight is still not necessarily happening, which is a good thing because any card headlined by Michelle Watterson is a card that I probably don't want to watch, and you probably don't want to watch either. Most recently is on Monday, Alex Morano, a guy that we interviewed late last year, so you should go check that one out over on the YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast from. We can go listen to that one. That was before he fought Anthony Pettis last year. He steps in on late notice to fight Donald Cerrone. And so I am on board with this fight. I do like the matchup. It's a winnable fight for Cowboy, definitely, but Alex Morano is a good test. He's fought some good guys, and it's going to be a solid fight. I really don't know what else to say about that. Just make that the main event, please. It's really not that hard. Donald Cerrone in the main event. He deserves it way more than Watterson ever has. But Blake's bangers on what's a pretty solid card, both on the prelims and the main card, even without this canceled main event.
Yeah, no, I'm still pretty excited for this card. I kind of forgot about it once that whole Corey Sandhagen and once the TJ Dillashaw news came out.
I forgot how good this card was even without them.
Yeah, and then the Cowboy news came out, and I was even more depressed. So. Or not the Cowboy, the Diego Sanchez.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, so for this week, my bangers, we'll start from the bottom up.
Yes, please.
Amanda Hebass versus Angela Hill. The reason I'm picking this fight is just purely because the volume that Angela Hill throws with and the, I guess you could say, the effectiveness of Amanda to find a finish and also just win fights in general, even though she got TKO'd in her last fight against a very game opponent. I'm expecting this to be an entertaining fight. I don't think these girls are going to stall. I think these girls are going to throw down.
No, yeah.
Next fight, Diego Fajeda versus Gregor Gillespie.
Gillespie coming back after getting murdered by Kevin Lee. So that's, for all those asking how Kevin Lee fits into this, that's how he does. There's your answer.
Yep. We're gonna see if he can bounce back. We're gonna see if Fajeda can, bust his ass and keep climbing those ranks. It's gonna be a good fight. I think these are two high level guys. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a grapple fest. I mean, if there's a couple, exchanges, that's fine. But let's keep it a little interesting. Sorry, my casualness is coming out. And then the final banger of the week for me, because we're just kind of pretending like Cowboy and Morano are going to be the main event.
Fingers crossed they're the main event. It's what should happen.
And plus it's just like the easiest fight because I'm a Cowboy fan, so that would be the easiest
fight.
Well,
Blake, you're a Cowboy fan. You're almost like 99.999% of anyone that watches MMA.
Pretty much. If you don't like Cowboy, I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah, like if you don't like Cowboy, Cowboy should drag you behind his horse.
Beat you up and drag you behind his horse.
Oh, that was such a good quote, man. It's too bad we're not getting that fight.
Yeah, there was some heat with that one. But yeah, final banger of the week, Neil Magny, number 9, right? I want to say he's number 9 versus number 10, Jeff Neal.
Hands of Steel Neal.
Fight.
Yeah, no, that's a fun fight right there. I mean, Jeff Neal coming off of a loss against Stephen Thompson. It was a good showing for him, but Thompson looked like he was still... There's a reason Thompson's up there in the top 5, and there's a reason that Jeff Neal isn't. But it's not like Jeff Neal won't get there, but these are two really savvy guys.
Tough matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Neal's last fight was against Michael Chiesa, a guy that I guess he's going to be fighting Kamaru Usman for the belt. If you want to,
we'll see if Uncle Dana lets that happen.
Right. I don't think it does, but I think Dana's pretty sold on Colby Covington. But I thought it's interesting. That was an interesting headline for sure.
Way more numbers than Chiesa. I mean,
really, Blake.
Chiesa,
man, a couple obvious things right there. Jeez.
Chiesa. The only thing that I can see going, and I saw a point made. I can't remember who made it on Twitter, but they were just saying like that. I did agree. Like if you go the Chiesa route, at least that's another name to cross off the list. I like that. But I still think Colby is the right fight.
Yeah, it's the right fight, and also just get a fight because I'm just waiting for Stephen Thompson to beat Gilbert Burns so we can get Thompson versus Usman for the first time ever. That's
Yeah, that
what
would be
I
fun.
want. That's exactly what I want. But I only brought
But what
Chiesa.
if Burns just sparks him, dude? You never know.
Then I guess we get another rematch. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we do Chiesa then at that point.
Yeah.
But the reason I brought Chiesa is because Neil Magny's last fight was against Michael Chiesa on it was a Wednesday card. It was a Wednesday card at like 10 o'clock in the morning my time. I forget which fight night it was, but I just remember being funky. I think it was the week of the McGregor and Dustin fight.
It was Wednesday, January 20th.
Yeah, so the week of the Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor 2 fight.
How pumped up do you think Chiesa was waking up and reading that headline?
I think
imagine being Chiesa, bro.
That's pretty good,
wake
right?
up, get your little cup of coffee, your cereal or something, and the next thing you know, you're in all the headlines. You're like, what? I haven't even fought since January.
Wait, I beat Neil Magny, and I'm gonna fight for the belt.
I beat the number 9 guy, and now I'm gonna fight for the title. Let's go.
All right, this is great coffee, man. This coffee got even better.
Right? Am I still sleeping, or what's going on?
Yeah, so good for him with that one. But Magny got fairly worked against Chiesa. It was a solid win for Michael. But this is going to be a good fight between 9 and 10 guy. I think Jeff Neal has what it takes to get it done, though.
It's gonna be tough.
You want to know what? If anything, Blake, you want to know what's going to be?
I think it just depends if Magny can impose his cardio and his wrestling on him. I think he'll kind of Michael Chiesa Jeff Neal. But if Jeff Neal can trust in those hands of steel, he might be able to get that TKO. Who knows? Or just KO.
Right. All I know is that, at the very least, Blake, is going to be a banger.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Right. But that's going to do it for us on this most recent edition of UFC Talk. Of course, I've been your host, Ross Allen, alongside UFC correspondent Blake Campbell. This is Fourth and Long Radio, and we are glad that you're on this crazy train and ride with us. But before we sign off for the week, just wanted to give a quick shout to our Patreon supporters. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, if you want to just donate $1 a month, this will get you on to our very prestigious group of donors. I want to give a shout out to our biggest donor, Ray Rodriguez. For all your card collecting needs, go to Instagram and search and follow at The Big Back Box today. Shout out to Ryan Watson and Neil Wiley and his YouTube channel, Chosen Problems. Blake, one word or phrase about your feelings for UFC Vegas 26.
This is the one that's coming up this weekend.
Yes.
Because I always get it wrong.
I know you do. It's okay. I forgive you still.
About this weekend. One word about this weekend.
One word or phrase?
I'm trying to keep it positive.
Can we be positive? We're a positive show sometimes.
Dude, I hate this putting me on the spot. I'm so bad.
Why do you think I do it? It's funny.
I think so for me, though, I'm having trouble finding the word that I'm looking for, because basically, like, let me try and say it right, and you can kind of tell me if there's one word.
Okay.
With the TJ cancellation and the Corey Sandhagen, and then the Diego going out, I was real bummed. But now I've seen the card and I've seen the light, and I think that we're gonna be very entertained.
Cautiously optimistic.
That's good. I like that. And
I'll just give you mine, Blake, because they're a lot better than yours. My thoughts about this card are.
What'd you say?
I said they're better than you.
No. Your thoughts are terrible.
Well, Blake, I'll give you my one word or phrase right now. It's always going to be better than yours, because my feelings about UFC Vegas 26 is to be determined. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week.